having 5 teachers doing the curriculum writing.
Yes.
Is that because you want all 5 physics teachers to be working on this, even though they may not all teach it?
Yes,
or?
because they never know when they might be teaching it. So if they're trained and they're certified in the area, which all 5 of them do have a physics certification, I would like them to have some ownership as far as the curriculum is concerned.
The $140 per license, that's for the total 6 years,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Arguably, Physics C, the AP Physics C is the toughest AP course that we teach. How do you think this will impact students that take that course?
And I know there's some concern among my department members about that. Not only the impact on the AP Physics C, but possibly the impact on the AP Chemistry. With the algebra-based physics, the population of students that you're looking at have a different mindset and a different career path that they are anticipating to follow. So I think we'll still have at least one section of the AP Physics C, as we've had the last couple years.
So there's more, I guess since the AP Physics C is more difficult, you still think though that there's some of that difficulty lies in areas that wouldn't necessarily be beneficial to these students, and there'd be more information in these physics classes that would affect students going into medical school?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the MCATs cover all areas of the physics. And generally, the units that are listed under AP Physics 2, they're generally not taught at a first-year course. So, they get to the MCATs and prepare for it, and it's like, I have no idea what to do with geometric optics. I've never seen that before. So, hopefully that will help those students out as well, as far as their future endeavors.
Okay. Yes, this will be another motion for that night. We'll be very busy that night, obviously.
Thank you.
And continuing on, I gather you and Ms. Wagner are going to discuss the anatomy and
Yes.
physiology, and can you address Mrs. Furlong's
Yes, I will.
question?
There are several schools in the area that do offer an anatomy and physiology course. That is exactly true. This proposal has really been in the making for the last 2 years. We each have a teacher that have been working on it. They did a survey last year in order to find out what the student interest would be for such a course. And within the statement of need, I've included, percentages and numbers based on this year's physics courses, as they survey the 10th grade Physics 1 Honors and the Physics 1 Academic. Right now, we currently offer a Biology 2 Honors class, and we also offer a semester course called Advanced Health, which is an academic level course. And when you look at the chart, you'll take notice that I've included the units for each of those 2 courses, and then you look at the list under anatomy and physiology, and you'll say, well, you got the same systems listed. When you combine the 2 current courses with the one that we're proposing, there's a difference on how the courses are presented and what the students are studying. In Biology 2 Honors and Advanced Health, we've always made sure that we were not covering the same systems of the human body. So that was done by design over the years. And what they're focusing on is the structure and the function of those body systems. In the anatomy and physiology, they want to take it to an application and an analysis level where they will present the students with different case studies. And in the case study, there will be a client, and the symptoms of the client will be described. And then based on those symptoms and what the students know about the structure and function of the human body systems, they will be able to state various hypotheses on why this person is experiencing what they are experiencing. And then narrow it down to one hypothesis. So they're really, they want this course to really go to the higher level thinking and utilizing the critical thinking processes and really taking the students out of their comfort level. Because there's not a right or a wrong answer to the hypotheses that they are developing. Just as if any one of us go to our doctor for reasons that, okay, we don't feel well, these are our symptoms, you know, the doctor says, well, it could be this, it could be that, or it could be that. We're gonna need to run tests and go from there. So there's not one distinct answer right from the get-go. So they want them to analyze the client, what the symptoms are, come up with a possible course of action for that client as they're working on this. So there will be a series of case studies that they will be using. There are a wealth of case studies that are available online, free of charge. So that's why you're not seeing a textbook being asked for in the process. We're only asking for curriculum writing money in order to actually write the curriculum for this particular course. I do need to make one correction. This is a full year course. We are asking for an honors level course. It will be worth 1 credit, but the students will receive a half credit for science and a half credit for health and PE. The way I had it in the original proposal, and I missed it when I proofread it, was that the student could choose if they wanted the science or the health. But we would like to say, okay, since we have a health teacher and a science teacher that are going to be team teaching this course, we're hoping that we can get at least 2 sections, so approximately 50 students. And these 2 sections would be offered at the same period, so that if the teachers wanted to pull all the kids together for a large group recitation, they would be able to do so. If they were studying a system that one teacher had a stronger expertise on, they would go to those students and work with them on that particular case study, and the same with the other teachers. So they're going to work.
I think this sounds like a really great course. My only question is, would it be possible, or is there a good reason why we shouldn't make this have an AP version of this course as opposed to an honors version, because this is something that
Other than the College Board doesn't offer
they
an
won't
AP
offer.
in
Okay.
Pennridge, so
Okay.
it's Physiology.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't allow you just
I figured there was a reason.
Yeah.
I was just.
Yeah, they don't allow you to tap AP just to anything. They're funny about that.
I think too, this is a very interesting sounding course. Just as an aside, did either of you see 60 Minutes last night by chance? Yes, it was very fascinating
We have
about
football on at our house.
I just was talking to
But-
Mr. Mignogna
Yes,
about
I
it.
understand that. The Steelers were don't go on, so the football for me was over for the day, but others don't
I
do
had
it
a
that way.
nephew and a brother-in-law at my house, so the guests overruled.
It was definitely a very interesting segment that they did on artificial intelligence and specifically Watson, the IBM project, related to just this diagnosis of diseases and problems in patients, and how the computer, of course, could search through literally thousands or hundreds of thousands of cases in the time that it took. This was apparently a committee of people, doctors and the like, who met to discuss symptoms and issues with cancer, particularly residents. But it was really a very fascinating, I thought,
I did
fascinating
too.
segment.
Yeah.
and seemingly pertinent to what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
I don't know whether any of that could be accessed or whether
I don't know, we'll have to look into that.
So yes, I think we're definitely in favor of this.
Hey, can I go back to the physics one real quick?
Sure.
Though I forgot, well, I have one other question, sorry. The 6-year e-text, I know science is something that usually you're turning over the books a lot faster. Is that something where you expect the that to be the same for, I mean, do you expect that would be the text you would want to use for 6 years, I guess is what I'm saying?
Definitely. We're focusing on classical physics. It hasn't changed for hundreds of years.
Well, I know it hasn't changed, but every 2 years they come out with a new edition.
I
And
know.
you know what I mean? And I know science, usually they have to have the newest one, and I look at them and I can't find any differences between the last one and the next
No,
one,
no.
but they say they're there.
Yeah. If it was a
Let's
biology
see if there was
textbook,
math. I mean, math hasn't changed.
No,
but
no.
we keep getting new ones.
I would say if it was a biology textbook, I would agree with you wholeheartedly because biology and chemistry, I think, are changing, by the minute. But with the physics textbook, 6 years it will be fine with that.
All right, then to the last proposal.
Yeah, the last proposal is a collaboration with the Health and Phys Ed department. And as you'll see, this involves 4 current courses that we're offering. The 10th grade Aquatics, which is being offered 2 days a cycle for the entire year and is worth 0.25 credits. The 10th grade Health, which runs 2 periods a cycle and is worth 0.25 credits as well. Physics 1 academic, which currently is running 7 periods in a 6-day cycle for 1 credit, and then the Physics 1 Honors, which is currently running for 7 periods in a 6-day cycle. And this would also affect the AP Physics 1, once it's on the books and we're offering it to our students as well. One of the issues that we've had in scheduling these courses for our 10th graders is getting classes that are uniform in size. And as a result, the aquatics course and some of the health courses are over-enrolled. As we mentioned here, the American Red Cross recommends 25 students per instructor. So if we have 2 sections in the pool, that would be 50 students. I understand that we have some times during the day that we may have as many as 60 students. 65, I'll be corrected on that. I know some of the health courses are in the 30s as well. And the classrooms that they're in, they're very crowded with that many 10th grade students. So one of the things that we want to do, and this is kind of all together with the AP Physics 1 that I'm requesting as a new course as well. The AP Physics 1 and the AP Physics 2 will be offered 6 periods in a 6-day cycle. It's 1 college semester that's being covered over 1 year. And in talking to my teachers, they do not feel that a course that is that rigorous and fast-paced, they will not have a problem covering that curriculum in that time period. And a lot of the schools around us that offer the AP Physics 1, they're doing exactly the same thing. They do not have a double period for that first-year course of physics. So in talking to my Physics 1 academic teachers, they have really streamlined the course over the years and feel that that double period is not being used effectively and efficiently, and that they will actually be able to cover more in the shorter period of time versus having a double period and trying to keep students who are at the academic level focused for 2 periods. What we have found, especially with students who are more into the social media and the computer games, the online games, you know, everything's done very quickly, and they're not used to having that time period. So I'm proposing that we eliminate the lab period for the Physics 1 academic and the Physics 1 honors. The benefit for that will be that the 10th grade aquatics and the 10th grade health, we don't need to try and fit them around the lab period. What we'll be doing, what we're proposing for the 10th grade aquatics and 10th grade health, is that those two classes will run for one semester, and those students would meet 3 days of the cycle for each of the two courses for a quarter credit. They also feel that with smaller classes in the pools, the instructors will be able to cover and be more effective with their instruction with the students. Because as you add, it's always been my belief, once you start adding over 25 in a classroom, your management exponentially grows as far as managing the students and keeping them all on task and focused at the same time. So we are collaborating. We came up with a compromise to help with the scheduling of this course. For most students, this will open up a semester time slot in their sophomore year where they could take a half-credit elective. For a lot of our sophomores that do the higher track maths and sciences, they get to junior year or even the beginning of senior year, and they realize they don't have their half-credit of fine arts. So we're going to suggest that this would be a perfect time for you to take care of your fine arts class before you start doubling up on sciences and maths, junior and senior year. Now, there is going to be one exception to this rule. We have a group of students, sophomores, that have been doubling up with physics and chemistry. And chemistry is still going to have the lab period. So what we've come up with, and we've talked to Mr. Lebowski about this to see if it was doable, is that we're going to tag those kids. And we're going to tag a section of aquatics that they will be in during the first semester of their sophomore year. 3 days a cycle. That is 3 days a cycle in order to put the chem lab in, instead of having just one choice or two choices. And then that group of students will do their 10th grade health during the other semester, you know, whichever it happens to work out. So we still want to be able to offer that opportunity to our highest flyer students in 10th grade. It means that they would not be able to pick up an additional half-credit 10th grade, but they'll have the opportunity to double up on the sciences. And I think for those students, that's what's more important. So we didn't want to say no to them, so we came up with a solution.
Are you giving up labs when you?
No, we're not giving up labs.
It's just,
Most
I don't
of our
mean all
labs that we do in the first year of physics can be done in one class period.
Okay.
Whereas with the chemistry labs, they need the longer period of time.
I understand that perfectly.
I'm sure you do.
It's been a long time, but I still understand it perfectly, right?
Yes.
Those lessons you don't forget.
Yes. Other questions?
I just have one question. So you have the 5 teachers. I'm assuming then you have 5 teachers in each subject that'll be teaching academic and honors.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering, and this is kind of a general question for all of the things that you've kind of proposed, are they doing a divide and conquer where, you know, I'm going to work on the first section with this person and the next person is going to work on this section? Or is it like 5 people? You know, it just seems like too many cooks in the kitchen. If
Right.
they're all sitting there doing the whole entire thing, might be a little counterproductive.
Yeah. Currently in my situation, I have like 2.5 teachers that are teaching Physics 1 honors, and then 2.5 teachers that teach Physics academic. So in other words, I have 1 teacher that teaches both courses. He has on his teaching assignment this year. So those that teach Physics 1 honors will focus on the Physics 1 honors curriculum in order to revise it, in order to actually get it in the format that I would like to have it in. Right now, I just have like an old format from many, many years ago. So we need to get it into the newest format. And then the physics academic teachers will focus on that course. So yeah, it's definitely, we're going to divide the time.
I have an administrative question.
My turn.
Could be you.
We have had a lot of scheduling meetings with the high school regarding what type of schedule we're going to be having. And I know we're going to be continuing those meetings this year to kind of decide where we're going to go, as far as what direction we're going. I'm curious, with all of the proposals we have of all of this curriculum that we're going to be rewriting, is that going to be affected if we were to switch to block scheduling or, any of the 3 scheduling options that we've been looking at is, I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to go and write all this curriculum and then we say, okay, well now we're changing this and now let's rewrite it again. So I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that.
So we already had a meeting with the high school scheduling and had pretty intense conversations and looked at even another option. But the long story short here is it depends. So it really, we had this conversation. We've been having this conversation because we really feel like they're all terrific proposals and they're important for students. So to begin the curriculum writing, absolutely get the curriculum writing accomplished. If we have to then move those courses into a block schedule model, then revisions would take place for some. So yes, we should write it. It depends on which schedule we come up with, where maybe some courses will have to be edited to some degree. And it could be that there's courses out there currently that are not new proposals that we would have to go back in and rewrite curriculum. So that's a possibility as well. So it all doesn't hinge on just what's proposed tonight.
Right, but I guess it seemed to be our science teachers, and that's why I'm saying that in those meetings that had the opinion, and you weren't in my meeting, but there were other science teachers in my meeting, that had the opinion that if you were to switch to block scheduling versus the shorter, basically half-length period, that the curriculum would have to be completely rewritten because of doubling that time and with labs and everything else. So but is it your opinion you wouldn't need to rewrite it, you would just need to do some minor edits?
It does depend. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to be facetious at all. It does depend. If for a course that would have to run, or not have to run, but would run in a block schedule, we absolutely would have to make some revisions to even what we're proposing tonight. That is a possibility. However, we don't want to limit these proposals that we know are beneficial to students based on a possible schedule. Because I know that even if we do go to even a hybrid model where some classes aren't running block, or maybe we run block on alternate schedules, it is not a huge feat to come back in and make curriculum rewrites with that. And I have assured the teachers that. I think there are concerns from teachers, well, how would we do this and how would we get that done? But we're already starting to rewrite curriculum for the middle school scheduling changes. So it could, but I don't believe, well, in my professional opinion, I wouldn't wait until we decide on the schedule.
What is the timeline for, is this something that's going to be done over the summer, or when is this happening?
This?
Yeah.
Yes. This would be under program improvement, which the monies are available come July 1.
Okay. So what we could do is just make sure we kind of have an idea of where we're going before July 1, before they start doing it.
We could. And maybe that will happen. If that would be
I'll leave that up to you to take care of.
It would be.
No pressure.
Yeah, not at all. Okay. So, yes, that could happen. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I think that's it.
Nope, if not, This will be the 9th or 8th motion that we will add to the agenda that night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the meeting has reached the final public comment phase. Any public comment? Mrs. Furlong.
Sue Furlong, West Rockville Township. A couple of months ago, I believe they come out in August, are the test scores for the districts. And at that time, we were told that it would be at a future date, that they would be reviewed. They were not reviewed last month for curriculum. They're not on the agenda this month. What is the plan for review of this information?
Well, if the state cooperates, and that's a big if, the scores have been out. They were not accurate, so they've been revised. I don't know whether the revisions are back or not, but Dr. Scheid is obviously paying attention to that. The plan, and I admit that I expected that to be done this month. They weren't available for this month. They are now on the agenda tentatively for November, assuming everything's squared away.
Okay, thank you.
So we have not forgotten, but it has been pushed back.
Tell them to get it straight down there.
Oh, good luck with the PDE.
Many email exchanges with PTE over the last week, I can assure you.
Well, don't let WikiLeaks get a hold of them.
Oh, my goodness.
Any other public comment? Not, thank you for coming. All these things will go before the board on the 24th of October. Thank you.